This week, the Working Tools podcast is on the road at the Conference of Grandmasters of North America, being held right here in Seattle, Washington. So our format's a little different. We're going to have a series of short interviews with the attendees. We hope you enjoy.
Ladies and gentlemen, brethren all, welcome to the Working Tools podcast, a casual conversation around Freemasonry. First, it's important to note that our thoughts and opinions are our own and do not reflect those of our Grand Lodge or respective craft or concordant bodies. Please connect with us and ask questions via our website at theworkingtoolspodcast.com.
So, continuing our series from the Conference of Grandmasters here in Seattle, we have Most Worshipful Brother Chris Campbell, who is Grandmaster of Masons in Honduras. Welcome to the podcast, sir.
Well, thank you for inviting me and allowing me to be here and participate.
We're always happy to learn new things. So, I know nothing about the Grand Lodge of Honduras. How many Masons are there? How large of an organization is it?
Okay, Freemasonry had existed in Honduras from the 1800s. Mainly most of them because of English traveled through Honduras, established some lodges which they spoke in English. Then back in the 1898, we founded 3 lodges in Honduras that speak in Spanish. They got their charter from the Central American Grand East. So. But there's three lodges work under this charter, and they form a Grand Lodge in 1922, 15th of May. We have now 11 active lodges. We have a little bit over 300 Masons actively, which work throughout the whole country.
I'm assuming the lodges are like here are centered mostly in larger cities, or is that?
Yes, the majority of our lodges are in the capital, in the industrial capital, in different ports, and a couple of them in different cities. But the majority of the population obviously is in the capital and the industrial capital.
Interesting. So I will again display my lack of knowledge. So this is the Conference of Grandmasters of North America. Is Honduras a part of that, or is that just Canada, Mexico, and the United States?
No. Yes, that's why it is North America.
Right. I'm never sure if Central America is.
Yes. Although, like if you learn. Like geography in the United States, you only have North America and South America.
Right.
They don't teach you Central America.
Yeah.
So, but no, we are not part of the conference. We are invited. Obviously, we come here and we try to learn different tools. We try to learn different things that are working in Freemasonry, so we can go back to our Grand Lodges and imitate the good.
That sounds like a good recipe for life. Take what you can and what's good for you and go on. Yes.
Awesome.
So have you been to this conference before? I mean, not here, obviously, but have you been to...
No, this is my first time. This is my second period as a Grandmaster. Our periods for Grandmasters for 2 years.
Oh, wow.
And we have one re-election. And I just got re-elected last Saturday.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
Thank you. So we're in this boat for like 2 more years.
So that'll be 4 years total? Or
yes.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Okay, I didn't grasp that. I thought it was 2 years, but you had to get reelected inside the...
No, you serve for 2 years. You can run for re-election one time.
Oh, okay.
And then after that, thanks for participation.
I've said more than once that here in Washington it's one term, and I don't think it's written that you have to be done, but nobody gets reelected after that. And I've said more than once that that sometimes the ship turns one way, and then a year later it turns another way, and you don't always see the continuity that you'd like to see.
It's important. It's important, especially for us, because you may start a great project, but if there is such a short period of time, you will not be able to accomplish it.
Exactly.
So that's why we have that opportunity. But 2 years is good enough to determine whether the Grandmaster is going to do a good job or not, to either get rid of him or continue.
You must be doing well to be reelected.
So far, so good.
So how does that work with your Grand Line then? Are there people? When are you elected to like in many jurisdictions, in Washington, for example, you're elected to the junior grand warden's position, and then you kind of assume that you'll continue.
It doesn't work like that. We don't have that system in Honduras. You take the best candidates if they have enough experience that know Freemasonry. Like in my case, I used to be junior grand warden, senior grand warden, and I served for 4 years consecutive as the grand secretary and chancellor. Like in Honduras, the grand secretary has to do the same work as the grand chancellor. So you are the grand secretary and chancellor. And I worked for the past master for 4 years. So I learned quite really well, not just Freemasonry national, but international as well. So it was kind of like a boost for me.
Yeah, the secretary definitely learns a lot more about the day-to-day operations of things than
yes, even from the lodges.
Exactly.
Even from the lodges, you're the backbone,
yes,
of the craft.
As a lodge secretary, I could not agree more.
Yes. Yes.
So, if I were to go to Honduras and visit, is there can I just show up at a lodge, assuming I spoke Spanish, which I don't? Could one just show up at a lodge?
Even though if you don't speak Spanish, we have a mutual recognition with Washington State. We have that mutual recognition. So all you have to do is just like anybody that is from here, from the Washington State, just they send an email to the Grand Secretary. And for the reason being is because the Grand Secretary is going to tell you where the meetings are, the time of the meetings, the different type of locations where we have, and they're going to be available for you to carry around you. If you don't have transportation or something, they were going to be able to assist you there.
Oh, wow.
So they will transport you, taking you to the lodge.
Oh, that's terrific.
So they can introduce you that regardless. We have many brothers that have come from the United States. They don't speak Spanish, but they want to go see the lodge. So that's what we do. Always that's another reason why I'm here, because I'm trying to establish that connection, that recognition treaties between Grand Lodges from the United States. So they have that opportunity when you travel for business or pleasure. So they have a brother there to assist.
That's great. Yeah, I always find it comforting I'm in a place I'm not familiar with to find a building or a brother or something that connects me to.
Just to mention something, during the pandemics, a couple of brothers got trapped in Honduras because of the flights. They got canceled and they were not able to. So we contacted the embassy. We have a lot of brothers that speak English fluent. So we contact the embassy. We provide them housing for them and their family while they waited before they got their flight ready. So and that's a lot of support. I remember this lady. Well, we call it sister-in-laws. Okay. She was married to a brother Mason. She's like, I didn't know how much it meant. Freemasonry. And now we are glad that we established that link here.
Yes, that's great. I always love stories of brothers helping brothers and their families. That's always powerful. Yes,
absolutely. Yeah, it's tough to go into another country and not know anybody and not have any connection, and so it's nice to have that almost as a fallback, if you will. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, for sure.
It is.
So if they're elected individually to each of their stations without some succession, is there how many are elected? Is it just 5, or do you have a deputy grandmaster, or is it 4, or how does that?
No, we have grandmaster, senior grand warden, junior grand warden. We have our orador. It's kind of like the chaplain. Orador. We have the assistant orador. We have our grand secretary. We have our assistant grand secretary, and we have our grand titler.
And those are all elected?
Yes.
Wow.
Those are elected.
Nice.
Yes.
Very cool.
And sometimes there are people that have gone through titler, but not all of them, not all the cases.
Okay.
That would be a lot of years.
Yes, but there is a lot of work in Grand Lodge, and since we are very small Grand Lodge, most of the people that are in the Grand Line, we have to use, like, we don't have a salary, we don't have a stipend. I mean, everything we do is because we love Freemasonry, and I come here out of my own pocket.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah, we don't get 1 cent
Oh, wow.
from the Grand Lodge. We're here because we love it.
Exactly. That's some dedication there.
That is very dedicated. So does the Grand Lodge itself, do they receive some kind of dues from the membership to operate, or?
$28 a
Well, that
year
sounds familiar.
per member.
That's exactly where we are. Although I think if it goes through, it's going to be $40 after a few years, like $3 a year.
Yeah.
You know, got to ease them in. You know,
Well, just our recent meeting, we proposed to raise about $12, and it was crazy. They're like, it's too much money.
yes. Ours, I think the proposal is good. $3 over 4 years or $4 over 3 years, one of the two.
I think it's 3 or 4.
To save $12 more, and I know we could do that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Didn't it go up to 32 and then rolled back to 28? I think
A few years ago, yeah. But yeah, it's crazy. But so do you have an annual we have an annual communication. Do you do every other year then?
Okay.
Or is it?
We what we have is that we have our annual communication is in June. We call Interlogia, which means that all the lodges we get together in one place of the country, one city. Okay, and we have all the lodges. We invite lodges around the world, which we have amity with, and then the Grand Lodge have opening. We have an opening meeting in February, and we have a closing meeting in December.
Oh.
And we provide all the report, everything that happened in every lodge, and everything that we are doing in Grand Lodge in December. And in February, we started the new year with new projections, new projects that we can implement.
Interesting.
Very cool. Very cool.
I think I may have to move to Honduras. I think I like a lot of these ideas, actually. It's good stuff.
For sure.
Well, do you have
I not at the moment, but thank you so much for taking some time to talk with us.
It is a pleasure. I love being here, interacting with brothers, and I invite you for you, both of you, and all the brothers that would like to come to visit. You have a home to stay there, and you have at least a hot plate of meal if you want to come.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Most Worshipful Brother Christian Campbell. We thank you very much for talking to us about.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Have a great time.
Thank you.